Rinpoche, thank you very much for accepting our invitation. On behalf of Sakya Kalden Ling and of course many of your students here in Europe, we would like to pay our great respect as well as your gratitude that you have accepted and taken such a keen in giving us the teaching today. And tomorrow, of course, you will be giving us the Lung and the explanation of Vaitara. We would like to thank in this point also Tubden Chanjuling for providing us a lot of facilities that makes it so much possible, and even the Kempotashi Sangha especially for making it so generous and providing the know-how Zoom. And well, I hope this could benefit a lot of people. Thank you so much, Rinpoche. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. This concept of teaching online is still very new to me, so I'm still trying to understand this or Zooming. A while back, of course, as Chambala from Sakya Kalden Ling and also the Sakya Kalden Ling committees requested me to do Tara teaching, and plus, of course, the Her Eminence Jizun Kusho also said that I must do these teachings, and so of course I will. Of course, I will do all my best to fulfill the wishes of my gurus. Jizun Kosho herself, I consider herself as the Tara herself, one of my root gurus. When I was told about to do the Tara, then I was thinking how best we can do this. And sorry, I just noticed that Asanga Rinpoche is also in the Zoom. One of our shining star, great future master is here. So I'm very happy that Rinpoche is also here. I haven't seen Rinpoche for quite some time, and I could see him through the screen. How Tara began, or the how Tara came about, I thought that was also a very important and inspirational how to say history, or to understand. That was one of I believe that. So Tara came about before, of course, she was called Tara or Droma. She was born as a princess to a great king, and this is many eons ago. At the time of Buddha, the Sanjay Ngada, which means the Buddha, the name of the Buddha was the sound of drums. Buddha sound of drums. And at that time, there was a great king, and who really worshipped, who believed, and who had such great faith, and who was doing a lot of practice from receiving teachings from Buddha sound of drums. And at that time, he also had a daughter called Ishidawa, Princess Ishidawa, and she was a beautiful girl, very devoted, exceptionally good student, with great faith. She served Buddha, the sound of the Buddha, basically, and for many hundreds of years, she worshipped him. She served him, offering food, water, with the flowers, and she was with great devotion, not just going to teaching and coming, but with great devotion. She listened to the teachings, and she studied for many hundreds of years. Now, if we being in Buddha Shakyamuni's time, and one would straight away ask, how can she can listen or study for hundreds, or she would how to say devoted herself for hundreds of years, because when people only live for, let's say, up to 100 years, so-called 100 years. Um, but the answer to that is, at those times, because of the people's merit, the general public's merit was so great that they used to live for thousands of years. So this is, at present time, we are living, I mean, maybe under the, how to say, this, we are only about 100. Basically, we call it 100, but normally it's about 70, 80 years. That's the general age limit. And at those times, they used to live hundreds and hundred thousands of years. So she could devote herself to the Buddha and Dhamma for hundreds of years, and she did a lot of practice. And seeing that Buddha, the sound of drums, was very happy. And at that time, the Princess Ishidawa promised to the Buddha, saying that I will be just like you, like the Buddha himself, that she will, for the sake of all sentient beings, and she will attain enlightenment. That was her promise to the Buddha. And of course, after that, she started doing meditation on bodhicitta. But before you do bodhicitta meditation, one must understand that you cannot just straight away jump to do meditation on bodhicitta. You must first do the basis of meditating on bodhicitta is to the great compassion, basically, to feel, to see that you want everybody to be free from suffering. This kind of feeling, this kind of meditative state is called the compassion. And to again, you cannot just straight away meditate on compassion. You have to first meditate or to understand the loving kindness. Loving kindness is also very important, to want all sentient beings to be happy, to be relieved or, from suffering, or to be happy. And before you do that, then was the first step towards doing all this meditation is to understand that, since we believe, as a Buddhist, we believe in reincarnation or the life after the next, to see your parents. Normally in our texts, or the in the pujas, we mention mother as the example. Of course, generally, but most of the people, mother, or the parents, or especially the mother, is considered the closest, most loved, most cared person in anyone's life. So that's why we always give the example of mother. Um, Basically, whoever how do you say, loved you, cared for you, this is this kind of person, that you understand, that you acknowledge that this kind of person exists. That is the first one. The second one is to understand, or to acknowledge that their loving kindness, their care, their how do you say, guidance, not just for this lifetime, but for countless lifetimes before that, they have been showing us. So to understand that and to accept that. And then the third one is to feel you want to repay those loving kindness, or to the with compassion. So when you accept these three very important steps, then you gradually go up to the loving kindness, which is for all sentient beings to be happy. And then after that, you go up higher to the compassion, the great compassion, where we think for all sentient beings to be free from suffering. Basically, why you want happiness and suffering for us, of course parents are there, but to understand why your loved ones are in the samsara, or why they are suffering. They are suffering because they are in samsara, and they are in samsara because the cause of getting out of the samsara, basically to have great deeds, get good merits, good deeds are very less. Most of the people, I mean, everyone in samsara are filled with ignorance, desire, and anger. So these defilements are there. Because of that, you are in the samsara. A second reason is the cause of happiness is not there, because meaning less defilements, creating good deeds, doing good deeds, think about compassion, think about loving kindness. These are very less. So that's why you don't have the ability to get out of the samsara. So that's why your samsara, in samsara, we are going in a circle, round and round. So this is why you are your loved ones, with the person who you loved, who cared about you, they are always in samsara. So that's why they are always in suffering. In order for all of them to get out of this, not just your parents but everyone, because everyone is considered as a parents, because we are being reborn so many times. Everyone, how do you say, is reborn hundreds of times. So everyone is one life after another. You are connected with each other. So you want everyone to be happy, to be free from suffering, to be happy, and to be free from basically liberate them. So this is why you want to attain enlightenment for the sake of all sentient beings. Now, this is a very high, how do you say, um, high state of meditation. Bodhicitta. Bodhicitta is, although you may think it's a kind of easier to think about all sentient beings, but to, not just all sentient beings, but for the sake of all sentients to be enlightened, you want to be enlightened for them. And now that is the state of mind called bodhicitta mind. So this is very important, and this is very how do you say, also difficult, not as easy as we see it. um, and after that, she did a lot of meditation on bodhicitta, and once she is how do you say, bodhicitta, and then she started practicing. She said, of course, she was also serving at the same time. She was also serving the Buddha sound of drums, the Sangha members, all these Buddhas and Bodhisattvas who are following the Buddha sound of drums, thousands of them, and she was feeding them, offering them water, food, flour, all kinds of things. She was serving them for that too, for hundreds and hundreds of years. With To see this princess is with such great devotion they are doing for day after day after day for so many years, with bodhisattvas were very pleased with her, and they told her that if you wish, if Princess Ishikawa wishes, you can pray to be in this very lifetime. You can pray to transform your body from female to male, and then you can also practice Buddha Dhamma, and then to be enlightened. Then, if you wish to be pray like that, then we will pray for you. All these thousands of bodhisattvas, we will pray with you, and then you can attain enlightenment. That was the told from these bodhisattvas to the princess. And the answer to that, the princess said to all these bodhisattvas that there are many Buddhas in a form of male, but there are very few female Buddhas in the world. So she would want to be attained enlightenment in this very in the very form, female form, that she want to be enlightened. So that was her answer. And please, with that, the Buddha, the sound of drums, prophesies that in the future this girl, Princess Ishidawa, will be called Droma. It means Droma means basically liberator. Drol means liberator. She will attain enlightenment, and her name, after the enlightenment, her name will be still called the Droma. And how she got the name of Droma is, that's also a very important thing, is that liberator. When she started to meditating on the she said she wants to be enlightened for the sake of all sentient beings. She started meditating on the shamana. Now, shamana is basically meaning to control your mind. Normally, sometimes you may, or some of you may or may not notice, but our mind is, they always say it's like a waterfall. Waterfall, when you look from far away, it looks one big water coming down, but it's small droplets coming one after another, because they are right, come of one after another. You can't see the difference, but so you see one big waterfall coming down. So just like that, our mind is also filled with different thoughts, a thought of stream coming one after another. So that's why sometimes we don't notice that, so how many thoughts are coming in your mind. Once by one of my masters told me that our mind is like an ocean. If you notice, if you see in any ocean, at the top of the ocean is always, you will see some kind of wave. May not be big waves, but always some sort of wave, small wave. Not, you don't never see the ocean on a still, like you see in the small lake or whatever. But in the ocean, you always see some kind of a movement there. And my master said that our mind is same as like that. On the surface, our mind is full of questions, full of yeah, how do you say, curiosity, so always different kinds of thoughts going on. But as soon as you start to think about your mind, as soon as you go a little bit deeper into the water, you start to notice that things are calmer, things are calm in the ocean. In deep inside of the ocean, things are very quiet, calm, peaceful. Just like that, our mind, we just have to get through the first layer of thoughts, that then we can understand ourselves. That is also very important. uh, Only then, when your mind is in control. Otherwise, you'll be going all different directions. You'll be thinking while I mean, here I would like to say that my abbot, when I was in Sakya College, he used to say that when you are doing homework in your room, your mind is going towards the shop. Tomorrow I'm going there. Tomorrow, then I will buy this toothpaste, toothbrush. Then I'll go here, go there. So all these things, although you are sitting still, you are in your room, you are in front of your text, but your mind is going all different directions. So basically, we need to have more control over. Although we may think that we are in control, we say, oh, I have in my control. I can go to this place or that place. I can eat, I can drink anytime I want. We are free. This is the general idea. I mean, general, the people say, oh, I'm very confident, or I'm very free. But basically, we are not free. We are basically, how do you say, slaves of our ignorance, or our desire, our anger. Every decision, every thought, even our dreams are driven by our ignorance, desire, everything. You may or may not notice, but this is also important to understand. Is really, if you want to improve oneself, if you want to achieve something, of course, first thing is that you have to understand what's the mistake we do. What are the things that, if you want to fill a water, a jug, or a basket, first you need to stop all the holes, or first you need to fill all the holes. If you have holes in the water jug or anything like that, no matter how much water you're going to put in, is always going to get out of the jug. So, and the jug will be never filled. Just like that, our if we know the mistakes that we make, if we understand the what our defilements are making us do, making us, although we may think that, oh, this is the very, I'm very normal, I'm in control. This is a very big mistakes that we do. If you understand that our mistakes, if you how do you say, um, correct our mistakes, then every step you take towards the future or to forward, you are becomes, because your base is strong. When your base is, foundation is strong and it's stable, then anything you do on top of that is going to be strong. And otherwise, you may go a few steps ahead. Then when your foundation is not strong, or your faith, or your will, or your devotion is not as strong, or your understanding of the teaching is not as strong, then you will have questions, and you will have a difficult time. So first thing to understand is that you have a very strong mind, and you have very control your mind. And once you have control of your mind, then this is called basically the shamana practice is basically to control one's and to be stabilized. And one of the first thing in the shamana practice you ask you to do is pick any preferably some kind of blue flower or a Buddha statue. That's generally we say it, but you could be anything. So it is easier for your eyes, so your eyes don't hurt. To be concentrating on that very statue or the flower. So that is very how do you say? It sounds very easy, but it's very difficult to keep your mind in one certain place, because your mind can go anytime, anywhere. There's no limit to that. But if you can keep your mind in one place, a stable mind, then with such control, because your mind is the power. I'm just amazed. There may be many powerful things in this world, or powerful things we have created, but the most powerful thing is the human mind, or is the mind. Because mind is the thing, no matter how powerful the outside thing is, but that is created by somebody's mind, somebody's who could imagine that, who could think of that. Then it is all possible outside. So our mind is so much powerful. According to science, I believe they say that only 5% of our brain, or basically our mind, we utilize. So it is also to understand there's no limit to what you can do. I mean, I always joke or say with my friends that you can imagine how many songs are written till date, from hundreds of millions of years. But still, every year, how many songs are written? Till this very moment, so many people are writing songs. This very minute, hundreds of songs are written, and then if this will go on for another, I mean, for every, I mean, as long as we are humans exist. So there is no limit to what and just like and also, how many shoes has been designed. If we have a simple feet, and how many shoes are designed, and how many, every company, every factory is making hundreds of different kinds of shoes every year, every season. And then next season again they will be creating different. So this, your mind has no limit. I am amazed to see whenever I go out, whenever I see these different things, I am always amazed at how powerful our mind is. That's why I always believe that Buddhahood, although you may feel, oh, it's so difficult, I cannot do, but we underestimate. I always say that we underestimate our mind, we underestimate our own faith, our own belief. Once you have the faith, then whether what limited practice you are doing, it will be 100 times more powerful, more stronger with the faith which you have in yourself. So this is very, I believe it's one of the most, one of the first step, but and also one of the most important things. If you don't believe in yourself, no matter how great masters you are follow of, no matter how, you're basically asking your masters to do everything for you. You want people want to enlighten Buddha to take you from normal person to be enlightened. That doesn't work that way. I mean, it doesn't. Every teacher who have accepted you as a student believed in you. That's why they accept you as a student. Otherwise, they wouldn't have accepted you as a student. That's you. That is, it is very important thing that I always feel that the many students lack, because the questions that I receive, I always felt that they must have more faith and more believe in themselves. Okay, once you are good at shamatha, when mean basically means good, strong in your mind, controlling your mind, then you can progress to the vipassana. Vipassana is basically to realize the truth or the emptiness. And now the combination, Princess Ishidawa, and started to do these meditation combination of shamana and vipassana. So once after that, she realizes the truth, she understood the emptiness, and then with that kind of power, her mind powerful, she solely concentrated her mind towards liberating or helping all sentient beings. And once she did that, she liberated many thousands or hundreds of thousands of um, sentient beings from the samsara. She liberated so many sentient beings, and that's how she got the name as a liberator. That's basically a nickname for her. She got from the people as a how do you say, liberator, and that's how she called from. She changed from the Princess Ishidawa to Droma, or the liberator. The one important factor that I thought it is very, and many people ask me, what is the how can we in especially people living in the cities and people in the modern world, how can we practice in this very busy state, but then I think we can learn from Tara herself, because one of the speciality about the Tara is that she didn't go to a cave, she didn't go to any remote area, she didn't go to do this all this meditation and all that, to go to a different place to do that in a mountain or someplace. She did that while living as a princess. You can imagine, at those times, princess basically means you have no limit to the luxury. You can imagine today's celebrities. It's compared to her, compared to those days. Princess there's no limit to what she can do or what she cannot have. There's nothing she can't have. There's nothing all the luxury things among them. But the point is that although she was living in such a grand palace with such a luxury, but she was not attached to that. That is also a very important factor here, that she was not attached to the luxury life, the smell, the food, the perfume, the buildings, or the gold, the silver, the diamond. All this, she was not attached to that. That's why she was able to live as a princess, and while practicing and then achieving such great how do you say, such great heights. And as she was liberating so many people, she got a name Tara. And after that, she also made a promise after when the Buddha said that she will be born, she will be enlightened in the future, and her name will be called the Buddha Tara. At that time, she also made another promise saying that as we believe in life after next, that all the lifetime until she is enlightened, she will come back as a female form. That was her promise. That was her promise. So after she kept doing that, liberating many people, and then she went to the next life. In the next life, she was born at the time where the Buddha Amoghasiddhi was there, and again she was born in a female form. She was a student, and very devoted student, very how do you say, a good student. She was offering, doing offerings, practicing all those things. And then to Buddha Amoghasiddhi, she promised that she will protect all those sentient beings from harm. That was and how she did it was, of course, she did it with the compassion, she did it with the love for the all sentient beings, with bodhicitta mind. And she how do you say, subdued many demons, many evil spirits. And she also helped lot of sentient beings. She shared the speciality about is that she was sharing the pain. If anybody was in pain, calling out to her, and she was sharing the pain. Of course, when you share your pain, you reduce the pain. She was sharing that, she was involved in that, she was helping a lot of sentient beings coming out of the whenever somebody called her, and she was very fearless. She would help anybody. So again, at that time, she was then the people gave her the nickname of Nyurma. Nyurma means very swift, very fast. If you pray to her, her actions were very fast, and also they were called her Pamom, is a fearless one. And there are many names that people gave her. That these are the few names that she received. And then she, of course, she again helped a lot of sentient beings. And the third life, she was born at the time where the five Buddhas were there, or the Buddha Vairochana. During that time, she was again born in a female form. She was a student of Vairochana and five Buddhas. She was great with great devotion, with great faith. How do you say? Buddha Vairochana saw her as a good student. She with how do you say? They were very happy with her. So including her, including the Vairochana, all the Buddhas combined their blessings in a form of light, and then gave the empowerment or the initiation to the Tara. Which is also we can also, somebody people call it the light initiation, or somebody we would say basically this is the same thing as our Lokishthara initiation or the empowerment. So she received that, and after that she was enlightened. She attained the Buddhahood, and she was enlightened. Now the how there are 21 taras. Anyway, the main one is suppose the green one, and basically there are 21 taras. And how 21 tara came about is that I think I said in the beginning that the Tara was the emanation of the Avalokiteshvara, and Avalokiteshvara is the emanation of Buddha Amitabha. Of course, long time ago, again, when Avalokiteshvara was in front of with Buddha Amitabha, Avalokiteshvara promised to Buddha Amitabha, saying that he will work, or he will meditate until all the sentient beings in this world is free from suffering and liberated or out of the samsara. And of course he says, and until that happens, he will not have any selfish thoughts. He will not have any self-clinging thoughts, basically that I am tired, I cannot do this any longer, or my back hurts, or my stomach hurts. He will not have any kind of those thoughts. And he said he will meditate until everyone is free from suffering. And through this blessing, he liberated so many countless sentient beings. So he helped so many sentient beings. But after a long time, then he thought, now I have enlightened, or I have liberated so many people. Maybe enlightened is not the right word. Maybe so I have liberated. Liberated does not mean is enlightened. So that's also a difference, if you must understand. He has liberated so many from the suffering. He has so many people out of the suffering, out of the samsara. So now there may be only few, or maybe there may not be anybody in this circle of samsara, or in samsara. When he rose from the meditative state, and he looked to the samsara to see if anybody is there, and to his surprise, he saw more people than when he started the meditation. At this point, he was very sad, and he started crying. He cried for so much that the tears form into a small lake. And in this lake there came 21 lotus flowers came. And then in this 21 lotus there were 21 taras came. Different taras came, and then they all told him that Avalokiteshvara, please don't worry, we are with you, we will help you, we will also do the same thing. We will also work until every sentient being is enlightened, and we will have all those in difficult time, into those in in fear. Basically, fear means fear of suffering, fear of lion, fear of bandits, fear of earthquake, fear of drowning, fear of animals, fear of all kinds of fears. On those, of course, we will help. Especially those one, and also to make everybody from out of suffering, also out of samsara, also liberate them from samsara also. But especially those people who worship the taras and who called out the taras name, who does the tara puja, and those one, they will not just celebrate but also help them to attain to enlightenment, to reach the Buddhahood. So that's also they promise. And then so basically 21 tara is, that's how the 21 tara came about. The mantra tara om tare tu soha, which is the 10 word. Om is basically a combination of 3 words: o, ma. So these 3 words, and basically the it's meaning the Tara's body, voice, and mind. And also the Om is the most important letter of all the mantras. So it's beginning of the mantra. So Om. And Tare means basically Tara. So it's basically calling out to the Tara. Tutare is also another form of a name of the Tara. These are all names, her different names. And Ture means swift, because she was very swift. When people call her name, and as soon as they call the name, she will come and help them. So she was very fast and swift. That's why I call Ture. Soha means wishing. We wish, we pray. So basically, you are praying, you are calling out to the Tara and praying to her. This could be also translated into many different ways. That you are calling out to the Tara, and then you are praying that may all sentient beings free from suffering, may all people from attain enlightenment, may all sentient beings be happy. So these kind of different. Basically, you are calling out to Tara, and then you are wishing that. So that's the meaning of the mantra. And now the 21 phase, the text that we normally recite, that came about because Buddha Virochana wrote many sorry, Avalokiteshvara wrote many texts, many pujas for Tara, and all those different texts and pujas were the essence, or the meaning was combined into this 21, each Tara, one paragraph, or the one full set of paragraph to the praise. So this was composed by the Buddha Virochana. Buddha Virochana composed this. So I was told that this was done because, especially for the degenerated times, people who are lazy, people who are less opportunity, people who has less how do you say opportunity, less mind has less control. So for those people, this 21 tara is much easier, much easy to learn, easy to do. So that's why Buddha Virochana created this 21 phase Tara. So this is the 21 phase Tara. And even in the Buddha Shakyamuni's time, that is now our Buddha, this present Buddha is now Buddha Shakyamuni. During his time, there are many mentioning of Tara in Buddha Shakyamuni's time also, in his text also. So and many Buddha Shakyamuni's student also practice Tara, not just as different rituals, but also as they kept Tara as their main deity. So this is also very important. It's very inspiring to us to learn that. And after after a long time, the Nagarjuna, but there are many great masters. Basically, Buddhism came about from the subcontinent of India, and there are many great masters, Buddhist masters. Their main deity was Tara. And we were, if you understand, I was one of my questions straight away was, why so many masters opt to practice Tara when there are so many different kinds of deities they can choose. And the answer that we or the one what we realize is that many people chooses Tara because she's very swift, she's very fast, and she is also the considered an animation of all the Buddha's activity powers. She is a very active, powerful Buddha. So many great masters opted Tara as their main deity. Among them, one of them is the Nagarjuna himself. Nagarjuna, of course, was prophesied by the Buddha himself that after so many years, this one great scholar called Nagarjuna will come and then teach. And his main deity was Tara, and he is very well known to write or to talk or teach about the middle path of the Buddha, or the Buddhism middle path. What we say, all everybody practice that. I mean, whoever learns philosophy, they will learn about middle path. So, and this Nagarjuna, he was the composer, and his main idam was Tara. And also that it was said that Tara came into his vision and then inspired him or guided him, because he was a great scholar. But also, then she told him to do meditation on emptiness. So this is also a very important factor, I think. And besides Nagarjuna, there are so many other masters who are main practice, or there was Nagarjuna, because this is now Tantra. For these are all, Tantra is a secret. Of course, nobody outside will know about Tantra when you talk about these teachings. So it's very secret. Tantra is always secret, kept secret. So no one outside will know, but this is in the text. And then how the Buddhism in Tibetan, and particularly in the Tibetan part, how the Tara came about is that when there was a how do you say Bodhi. mm, um, Adisha, one of the princes, again, from the west part of, I think, West Bengal or west part of the India, there was a prince who went to Nalanda to study, and he became one of the great scholars, great masters there. And then later on, when he was, Nalanda is, it's at that time, I think it's today's world, I think it's combination of if you look at the, I mean, how great it was, maybe a combination of all the great universities at today's time, like Oxford or Harvard or on Cambridge, all these mixed together. And then, I mean, still Nalanda was because all this far away land from all over India, from even from China, from all these different places, the princes and princesses, they used to come to Nalanda to study. Nalanda was the most prestigious universities that you could learn at the time. And then he came out of that university, and then later he joined the Bikamarashila, another very great. There were about 2 or 3 universities at the time, which was the topmost. So he joined the Bikamarashila's as an abbot, and then while he was abbot there, he was going around circumambulation of the Bodh Gaya stupa that we see today. Um, and that time, he in his mind, he was thinking, what is the best way to attain enlightenment? Because there are so many different ways. Then, what is the best way? He was just going through his mind, thinking about that, and then suddenly he saw 2 girls in the sky, and these 2 girls were talking to each other, and one was asking, what is the best way to attain enlightenment? And the other girl answered that is the best way to attain enlightenment is through compassion and through loving kindness. These are the two important things that we must, and of course, bodhicitta mind to attain enlightenment. So as he as he heard that and saw that he heard that he was going around circumambulation, as he was going around circumambulation, he's going around the circumambulation. He saw a small temple, and suddenly there was nobody there, but suddenly the doors opened when he was in front of the temple, and then he went inside. There was a Tara statue of a Tara, and which Tara you can still date. You can still go to the state of Bihar in India, place of course Bodh Gaya. If you visit the Bodh Gaya temple, you can still see the Tara till date. So we are very fortunate that still standing there and still there. The statue, the voice came out of the statue saying that your last student is in Tibet, and you must go. You should go there, and your activities will be very flourish there. Then that is your destiny. And but if you go there, you must understand that your life will be shorter, but it will be more meaningful. That was the Tara's the voice came out of that. So of course then he began to go to Tibet. Of course, the the histories. If you look at the histories, then you will find that Adisha was invited by the kings of Tibet, but that's an outwardly story. But inwardly, he was guided by the Tara to go to Tibet, and then to meet his student, and to that is the inwardly history. So when he reached Tibet, and he saw many students there, and he also met his last student. His name was Domdemba, and I think in Sanskrit, in Apasika or something like that. But he met him then, and not just that, then he did a lot of pujas, lot of rituals, lot of teachings of Tara, and in whole of Tibet. So that's how Tara is very, very, very popular among Tibetan Buddhism, and especially in Tibet. And I'm talking about not just Sakya, Nyingma, all across Sakya, Nyingma, Kagyu, Gilu, Chona, all across they were practicing Tara and Avalokshita. These are the two most, although in the almost all the monasteries you will see Buddha Shakyamuni's statue, but if you hear the general public's chanting, they will say Sangye Buddha, but if you notice that they are all chanting either Om Mani Padme Hum, which is our Lokshitara's mantra, or Om Taritu Taritu Riswa, which is the Tara's. So they are very famous, and not just that, there it's believed, and there are many, many countless stories that Tara came in a form of general public, in a form of as an animation, or sorry, animated into a general public, helping the student, helping the all different people. And not just that, many princesses, many queens were also animation of Tara, and also many masters, Dakini, or the wife, were also animation of Tara. So that's why Tara is very, very and it's very common to many parts of the Tibet, to whole family to be sit down together at afternoon, or after dinner, to do Tara prayer together. So this is very common. So that's why I thought it's very inspiring for me to understand that. Then it is said that Tara and Avaloksh, these are the of course there are other many deities, but these are the deities which has the karmic link to the Tibetan Buddhism, or Tibet in basically. So if you that goes same goes whether you are looking for a teacher or a guru. if you have, although there are many different, there's no such thing as bad teacher or anything like that, but if you find there are many good teachers, but if you find your karmic link teacher, then you'll be 100 times more faster as your realization, the things you teach you, the things you feel, how you feel. And you will know once you see your guru, or once you feel, I mean, naturally you will feel it. Physically you can feel your when you see your guru. So I thought this was a very important story, or the how do you say, to understand this. So, and to also hear how Tara came about, why the Tara phrase, who wrote, and all this, and also great masters, many masters were teaching Taras, and as their not just teaching, but also their own practice, their main yidam, or the main deity was Tara. So I thought this was very inspiring for all of us to know that. So keeping this short and simple, I will conclude today's teaching, and tomorrow I will do since there are many people asking me for the Tara's sadhana, but generally, especially in Tantra, you cannot just started chanting mantras, or you need a kind of permission, or more like a initiation, informal initiation. So I will do the Tara's initiation tomorrow, and also the oral transmission of the 21 phase Tara's as a phrase. So we will do this tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you very much.